in alternating current, even in dual nature also, atoms, we use these kinematic equations. Current, electricity, we use these equations. So kinematic equations. Okay, and we have these four equations: V is equal to U plus AT, V square equal to U square plus 2AS, S equal to UT plus half AT square, and Sn equal to U plus A by 2 into 2n minus 1. At the same time, when you use these equations for vertical motion, that is motion under gravity, a body is projected upward or a body is falling down, then how do these equations get modified? V equal to U plus R minus GT, V square equal to U square plus R minus 2GH, H equal to UT plus R minus half GT square, and Hn equal to U plus R minus G by 2 into 2n minus 1 for motion under gravity. Okay, and what is the sign convention that we use here? For downward motion, G is positive, and for upward motion, G is negative. If a body is falling down, its velocity will increase, so we take G as positive, and if a body is projected up, its velocity will decrease, so we take G as negative. But you get a special case where the body will be traveling in both upward and downward directions. What is it? Suppose if you throw a body vertically upward from top of a tower of some height h, you throw it like this. So the body goes, reaches a certain maximum height, then falls down. You are throwing it with initial velocity u. Then in this case, what is the sign of G that you take? Should we take G positive or negative in this case? Is G positive or negative? Anyone?
Positive, sir.
Positive. Because why positive? G పాజిటివ్ తీసుకోవాలా నెగిటివ్ తీసుకోవాలా? పాజిటివ్ అయితే ఎందుకు, నెగిటివ్ అయితే ఎందుకు? ఎనీవన్?
Sir, because the arrow is facing in upward direction.
Initial velocity is in upward direction. Okay. But we are talking about the sign of G, acceleration due to gravity, not the sign of velocity.
Sir, downward direction.
G is acting in downward direction. Okay. Then should it be positive or negative?
Positive.
ఇక్కడ చాలా మంది కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతారు. ఈ కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉండకూడదు. చూడండి, the reason why we take G positive for falling bodies and G negative for bodies going up is G is acceleration due to gravity, which is acceleration, and by definition of acceleration, if velocity increases, acceleration is positive. If velocity decreases, acceleration is negative. Okay, that's why we take this positive and negative. But what is happening here? When you throw this body vertically upward from top of a tower, what is happening to its velocity? Is it increasing or decreasing, or both? Both are taking place here. Right from this point to this point, its velocity decreases because upward motion means G is negative. But from here to here, velocity is increasing. Velocity is increasing. That means G is positive. So for this part of the journey, G is negative. For this part of the journey, G is positive. What should we take, positive or negative? We don't take either. We don't take either. In such situations, what we do is you you take the point of projection as origin. You take the point of projection as origin and treat all values in upward direction as positive and all values in downward direction as negative. We do this. This is nothing new. You have been already doing this um, in number of situations. This is just our regular coordinate system. Positive x-axis, negative x-axis, positive y-axis, negative y-axis. As the motion is only in along vertical direction, forget about x-axis. Any value which is upward is positive, any value which is downward is negative. So here the velocity u, initial velocity is in upward direction. So u will be positive. Okay. Then acceleration due to gravity g, what is its direction? G always acts vertically downward. So g is negative because it is acting in downward direction. Then what about this h, height, displacement? It is downward. Origin is here. The final position of the body is here. So it is down below the origin. So h is also negative. We apply this sign convention. Whenever you see a body moving in both upward and downward directions, you should do this thing. Okay. Then see what kind of questions can be are asked in recent years based on these kinematic equations or based on acceleration. A body is moving with initial velocity 10 root 2 meter per second in northeast direction. If it is subjected to acceleration 2 meter per second square directed towards south, then velocity of the body after 5 seconds is. So initial velocity of the body is 10 root 2 in northeast direction, and the direction of acceleration is towards south. Then what will be its velocity after 5 seconds? Okay. So initially, how will be the body moving? Velocity is 10 root 2 meter per second in northeast direction. Northeast, this is north, this is south, east, west. So its velocity is 10 root 2 meter per second. Northeast. So northeast means it is making 45-degree with horizontal. And this is 10 root 2 meter per second. And the direction of acceleration, what is it? Towards south. Direction of acceleration is towards south. This is the acceleration. How much? 2 meter per second square. Okay. What happens to velocity after 5 seconds? To understand this, first of all, I will resolve the velocity into horizontal and vertical components. Okay. This is the horizontal component of velocity, 10 root 2. And this is the vertical component of velocity. If, uh, if the actual velocity is 10 root 2, then this will be 10 and this will also be 10. Then only you get root of 10 square plus 10 square as 10 root 2. Okay, fine. See what is happening here. If you take velocity along x and y directions or east and north directions, in east direction, along east, there is no acceleration. There is no acceleration. Therefore, velocity along east direction will be constant, right? No acceleration, no change in velocity. Therefore, velocity along E is same, 10 meter per second. Okay. Then what about velocity along north direction? Acceleration is along south. Therefore, velocity along north after 5 seconds is, how can I write it? Can I write it like final velocity along n is equal to initial velocity along n minus acceleration into time, right? Why minus? Because velocity and acceleration are opposite, right? So velocity along north is equal to un. Initial velocity along north is how much? 10 minus what is acceleration? 2. And for what time? 5 seconds. So this is 10 minus 10, which is 0. Therefore, what does this mean? Velocity along north direction is becoming 0. Therefore, Vn equal to 0 at t is equal to 5. Right? That implies velocity of the body is equal to only velocity along east direction, which is equal to 10 meter per second. So correct answer is 10 meter per second towards east. Okay. Any questions? Next one. A ball is projected upwards from a height h above the surface of Earth with velocity v. The time at which the ball strikes the ground is time at which the ball strikes the ground. Okay, situation is like this. This is some height h. From here, a ball is thrown vertically upward with velocity v. Okay. What will be its path? It goes up straight. Velocity decreases, becomes 0. Then it falls down like this. Let us say time taken for this is some t. What is that time? After how much time will the ball hit the surface of Earth? How can we do this? Height is mentioned, height h is mentioned, velocity v is mentioned, time is asked. H, initial velocity, t. How are these three related? With third kinematic equation, h is equal to ut plus r minus half gt square. Okay. Now again, what we discussed just now, same situation. Should we use g? Should we put plus or minus for g? As this motion of the body is taking place along both directions, upward and downward. For some part of the time, body is traveling upward. For some other part of the time, body is traveling downward. So we don't put plus or minus here. We take the point of projection as origin, and treat all upward values as positive and all downward values as negative. Okay, so applying proper sign convention, h equal to ut plus or minus half gt square becomes h, is it plus or minus? Minus, because downward displacement is downward. Minus h is equal to u, in place of u we have t, this v, we have v. Is this v positive or negative? It is upward, so it is positive. Vt. G downward, so minus half g t square. If I rewrite this properly, I get I will send half gt square to left hand side. Minus half gt square becomes plus half gt square. So half g t square, and vt to also left hand side, minus vt minus h equal to 0. This is the equation that you get. And if you look at the options are like this. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, whose roots are given by x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. And what do we have here in place of a? If you compare this equation with ax square plus bx plus c, in place of a you have g by 2. Okay, and in place of b you have minus v, in place of c you have minus h. Okay, and roots, the two roots of the equation, that is values of time t, will be minus b, minus of minus v, which is plus v, plus or minus root of b square means v square, minus 4ac, minus 4 into g by 2 into minus h by 2a, 2 into g by 2. Now you simplify this and take out v by g common, do something, you will get any one of the options. Okay, what happens inside the bracket? This will be v plus or minus root of v square 2gh plus 2gh plus 2gh by 2 to cancel g. Right, so we should take v by g common. Now you should decide whether it is plus or minus. In 3 options you have plus, in 1 option you have minus, so you should decide whether it is v plus or v minus. It will be v plus, because v minus will give a negative quantity and time cannot be negative, so we will take plus. V plus root of v square plus 2gh by g. Take out v by g common, v by g into 1 plus root of v square plus 2gh. If you look at the options, again in root, you have 1. That means you should take v square inside the root also out. V by g into 1 plus, if v comes out, it becomes, v square comes out, it becomes v root of 1 plus 2gh 1 plus 2gh by v square, and this we have taken common, so this will go, and your answer is 1 plus root of 1 plus 2gh by v square, which is option C. Okay, it's just adjustments, that's all. The only concept that is to be applied is this sign convention, and you should compare it with the standard quadratic equation. All the other things are, they are just mathematical adjustments that can be done. Okay, next. A ball is dropped from a spacecraft revolving around Earth at a height 120 kilometer. What will happen to the ball? It will continue to move with same speed along original orbit. It will move with same speed tangentially to the orbit. It will fall down to Earth. It will go very far in space. This is Earth. This is the orbit of that spacecraft. 120 kilometer. When the spacecraft is here, it releases a ball. Drop. A ball is dropped. What will happen to this ball? Let us say it is um, revolving like this in anti-clockwise direction. What will happen to the ball? The moment the ball is dropped from the spacecraft, initial velocity of the ball is equal to velocity of the spacecraft. Initial velocity of the ball is equal to velocity of the spacecraft. In which direction? Spacecraft will be going in this direction at this point, and ball will also will be having same velocity in the same direction. Okay. Then, as a result, it tries to go like this, but Earth pulls it towards it. It changes its direction. It wants to go like this. Earth pulls it. It changes its direction. Earth pulls it, changes its direction, changes. So finally, the ball will also start to revolve around Earth along with the spacecraft in the same orbit. This will happen. So it will continue. Right. Look at this question. A ball starts from rest. Sorry, body. A body starts from rest and moves with uniform acceleration. If the distance traveled by it in the first 2 seconds is x1 and in the next 2 seconds is x2, then relation between x1 and x2 is, what is the situation? Situation is like this. Body starts from rest, u equal to 0, and with some constant acceleration, say a. Distance traveled by in first 2 seconds is x1. It is t is equal to 0 here, and it is t is equal to 2 seconds here. This distance traveled is x1. Okay. Then next 2 seconds. Next 2 seconds means already it is time t equal to 2. Next 2 seconds it is t is equal to 4. T is equal to 4. Distance traveled is x2. This. Okay. What is the relation between x1 and x2? Think.
Sir, option 1.
Is any answer? Anyone?
x1
Option 3.
equals to x2.
Option 3, sir.
x1 equal to x2. x1 equal to x2 జరిగే అవకాశం ఉందా? యాక్సిలరేషన్ తో కదా వెళ్తున్నది ఇది.
Option 3, sir.
యాక్సిలరేషన్ ఆప్షన్ 3 2x1 equal to x2. x1 ఎక్కువ ఉండాలా, x2 ఎక్కువ ఉండాలా? x1 x2 సేమ్ అయ్యే అవకాశం లేదు, బికాస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మూవింగ్ విత్ యాక్సిలరేషన్. యాక్సిలరేషన్ అంటే వెలాసిటీ పెరుగుతుంటుంది. ఇఫ్ వెలాసిటీ ఇంక్రీజెస్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ ఇంటర్వెల్, ద బాడీ కవర్స్ మోర్ డిస్టెన్స్. ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ఐ విల్ రైట్
సార్
X1.
యూనిఫామ్ యాక్సిలరేషన్ ఉన్నప్పుడు కాన్స్టెంట్ స్పీడ్ తో వెళ్తే యాక్సిలరేషన్ కాన్స్టెంట్ లో ఉండొచ్చు కదా.
ఒక్కసారి మనం యాక్సిలరేషన్ గురించి అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. అయితే ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ యాక్సిలరేషన్ అంటే ఏంటి?
రేట్ ఆఫ్ చేంజ్ ఆఫ్
రేట్
వెలాసిటీ.
ఆఫ్ చేంజ్ ఆఫ్ వెలాసిటీ. యూనిఫామ్ యాక్సిలరేషన్ అంటే కాన్స్టెంట్ యాక్సిలరేషన్ అని అర్థం. కాన్స్టెంట్ యాక్సిలరేషన్, లెట్ us say ఏదో ఒక 2 meter per second square is constant acceleration. If a body is moving with constant acceleration, will its velocity remain constant or change with time? ఇప్పుడు ఒక బాడీ 2 meter per second square కాన్స్టెంట్ యాక్సిలరేషన్ తో వెళ్తుంది అంటే ఆ బాడీ వెలాసిటీ మారుతుందా, మారట్లేదా?
విల్ చేంజ్ సార్.
మారుతుంది. ఎలా మారుతుంది? సపోజ్ ద బాడీ స్టార్ట్స్ at time t equal to 0 with initial velocity 0, then after 1 second its velocity will become 2 meter per second, 2 seconds 4 meter per second, 3 seconds 6 meter per second, 8, 10, 12 and so on. So if acceleration is constant, velocity increases. Acceleration constant గా ఉన్నప్పుడు velocity constant ఉండదు. Basic point.
And it's option 2 sir. B. x1 equals to 2.
అది డబుల్ అవుతుందా, ఎంత అవుతుందా చూడాలి మనం. లెట్ us see. How can I write x1 first? I will use s equal to ut plus half at square here. ఎందుకంటే మనకు డిస్టెన్స్ ఉంది, టైం ఉంది, యాక్సిలరేషన్ ఉంది, ఇనిషియల్ వెలాసిటీ 0 అని ఉంది. SUAT ఈ నాలుగిటిని రిలేట్ చేసే థర్డ్ కైనమాటిక్ ఈక్వేషన్. సో if I apply this s equal to ut plus half at square for first 2 seconds, 0 to 2 seconds, what do I get? x1 is equal to u is 0, half a 2 square, which is half a into 4, which is a by 2. Sorry, 2a. Distance to covered is 2a. Then what about x2? x2 separate గా రాయాలంటే ఇక్కడ ఒక చిన్న ప్రాబ్లం వస్తుంది. మీరు x2 కు మాత్రమే రాయాలంటే ఇక్కడ వెలాసిటీ కనుక్కోవాలి. ఇక్కడ వెలాసిటీ సెకండ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద జర్నీకు ఇనిషియల్ వెలాసిటీ అవుతుంది. అది మన అన్నెసరీ టైం టేకింగ్ ప్రాసెస్. అందుకని ఏం చేస్తానంటే నేను t ఈక్వల్ టు 0 నుంచి t ఈక్వల్ టు 4 వరకు అప్లై చేస్తాను, విచ్ విల్ బి x1 ప్లస్ x2 ఈక్వల్ టు అగైన్ ఇనిషియల్ వెలాసిటీ 0, half a, how much time? 4 seconds, so 4 square, which is half a into 16, which is 8a. Okay, x1 is already 2a, so it is 2a plus x2 is equal to 8a. That means x2 is equal to 8a minus 2a, 6a, right? So x1 is 2a, x2 is 6a, therefore x2 is equal to 3 times x1. x2 equal to 3 times x1. Next.
Sir, can you explain one more time this problem?
We want the relation between x1 and x2, which are distances covered by the body in first 2 seconds and next 2 seconds. దానికోసం నేను ఏం చేస్తున్నానంటే డిస్టెన్స్ ఉంది కాబట్టి s equal to ut plus half at square అప్లై చేస్తున్నాను. x1 ఈ 0 to 2 సెకండ్స్ ఈ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద జర్నీకి అప్లై చేస్తే ఇది వచ్చింది. ఇది క్లియరా? x1
Yes,
ఎలా
sir.
వచ్చింది అనేది.
Yes, sir.
నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద జర్నీకి అప్లై చేయాలి. 2 to 4 సెకండ్స్ అప్లై చేయాలి. ఓకే, ఈ ఈక్వేషన్ s equal to ut plus half at square. s ప్లేస్ లో ఏం పెట్టవచ్చు? x2 పెట్టవచ్చు. ఓకే, బాగుంది. ఈక్వల్ టు u ప్లేస్ లో ఏం పెట్టాలి? ఇక్కడైతే u ప్లేస్ లో 0 పెట్టాము, ఎందుకంటే ఇనిషియల్ వెలాసిటీ 0 కాబట్టి. కానీ ఇక్కడ t ఈక్వల్ టు 2 సెకండ్ దగ్గర వెలాసిటీ 0 కాదు కదా, ఎంతో కొంత వెలాసిటీ ఉంటుంది దానికి, అది మనకు తెలియదు. సో x2 2 to 4 సెకండ్ x2 కనుక్కోవడానికి మీరు ఇదే అప్లై చేయాలంటే ఇక్కడ ఈ వెలాసిటీ కనుక్కోవాలి. లెంతీ ప్రొసీజర్. దాన్ని అవాయిడ్ చేయడానికి ఏం చేస్తున్నానంటే నేను ఇందాక 0 to 2 సెకండ్ అప్లై చేస్తాను ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ దాకా, ఇప్పుడు 0 to 4 సెకండ్ అప్లై చేస్తున్నాను. 0 to 4 సెకండ్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఎంత కవర్ చేసింది? x1 plus x2 కవర్ చేసింది. ఇనిషియల్ వెలాసిటీ ఎంత? 0, అందుకని ఇక్కడ ut రాలేదు, 0 అయిపోయింది. ఎంత యాక్సిలరేషన్? సేమ్ ఏ. ఎంత టైం తీసుకుంది? 4 సెకండ్స్. ఇక్కడ 2 సెకండ్స్ పెట్టాము, ఇక్కడ 4 సెకండ్స్ పెట్టాము. సింప్లిఫై చేస్తే ఇది వచ్చింది. కంపేర్ చేస్తే x2 ఈక్వల్ టు 3x, రైట్?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్. Displacement of a particle moving with uniform acceleration in time t is given by s equal to 30t plus 5t square. S equal to 30t plus 5t square. What is this displacement? Then its velocity. We want its velocity. V is how much? Okay. Initial velocity, that too. Initial velocity is how much? Right. ఎలా చేయొచ్చు? ఇక్కడ పాయింట్ ఆల్రెడీ I think almost all the students are from MPC, right? So ఇందులో మళ్ళీ ఆల్మోస్ట్ యు ఆర్ ఫ్రమ్ సెకండ్ ఇయర్. సెకండ్ ఇయర్ అంటే మీకు మ్యాథమెటిక్స్లో డిఫరెన్షియేషన్ క్లియర్గా ఐడియా ఉంటుంది. డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ నుండి వెలాసిటీ కావాలి. వాట్ ఈస్ వెలాసిటీ యాజ్ పర్ డెఫినేషన్? డెల్టా ఎస్ బై డెల్టా టీ. రేట్ ఆఫ్ చేంజ్ ఆఫ్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఈజ్ వెలాసిటీ. దీన్నే we can write it as ds by dt. So velocity is rate of change of displacement. So from displacement, if you want velocity, you differentiate it. Therefore velocity is equal to ds by dt, which is d by dt of 30t plus 5t square. Differentiation అందరికీ వచ్చు, కరెక్ట్గా వచ్చు. d by dt of 30t డైరెక్ట్గా రాస్తున్నాను, అందుకని డీటెయిల్స్ చేయట్లేదు. d by dt of 30t will be 30 plus d by dt of 5t square will be 10t. Now we want velocity, initial velocity. Initial velocity is velocity at time t equal to 0. Time t equal to 0 దగ్గర ఉన్న వెలాసిటీ ఇనిషియల్ వెలాసిటీ అంటాం. సో ఈ ఇందులో t equal to 0 పెట్టేస్తే you get 30 meter per second. Another question of similar type. Acceleration at the end of 2 seconds of a particle whose motion is represented by the equation is equal to 4t cube minus 8t square plus 5t plus 4 is. So displacement is given. Displacement S is equal to 4t cube minus 8t square plus 5t plus 4. Okay, from this we want acceleration at 2 seconds. First of all, you should find velocity from displacement. V equal to ds by dt. Differentiation అందరికీ వచ్చి అందుకు డైరెక్ట్గా రాసేస్తున్నాను. 12t square minus 16t plus 5. Okay, velocity is rate of change of displacement and acceleration is rate of change of velocity. So acceleration is dv by dt. Differentiating velocity 24t minus 16. This is acceleration. Okay, and we want acceleration at 2 seconds. So at t is equal to 2 seconds, acceleration is equal to 24 into 2 minus 16, 48 minus 16, 32 meter per second square. Next, the velocity of an object moving in straight line is given as a function of time. V is equal to 60 minus 3t square. V is in meter per second, t is in second. The average velocity of the object between t equal to 0 and t equal to 2 seconds is, okay, right. So a body is traveling from t equal to 0 to t is equal to 2 with velocity given as function of time. Then what is this average velocity? Average velocity. What is the basic definition or formula for average velocity? It is displacement
by total time.
By total time. We know total time 2 seconds. We want displacement. We know time is 2 seconds. We want displacement. Okay, how do you get this displacement? What is given? Velocity is given. V is equal to 6t minus 3t square. Velocity is given. From this we want displacement. I can write velocity as dx by dt or ds by dt. Anything. ds by dt is equal to 6t minus 3t square. Or from here ds is equal to 6t minus 3t square dt. ds is small displacement in small interval of time dt. We want total displacement in interval of time 2 seconds. So s is equal to integral ds, which is equal to integral 6t minus 3t square dt from 0 to 2. ఆల్రెడీ మ్యాథ్స్ చివరిలో వచ్చి ఉంటారు కాబట్టి ఇంటిగ్రేషన్స్ కూడా అయిపోయి ఉంటుంది మ్యాథ్స్లో. డెఫినెట్ ఇండెఫినెట్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్స్ ఎలా ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేయాలి, ఏ ఫార్ములాస్ అప్లై చేయాలి తెలిసి ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి డైరెక్ట్గా చేస్తున్నాను. ఎస్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఇంటెగ్రల్ 0 to 2 60 dt మైనస్ ఇంటెగ్రల్ 3t స్క్వేర్ లేదా ఓకే మైనస్ ఇంటెగ్రల్ 3t square dt 0 to 2. This is 6 integral t dt 0 to 2 minus 3 integral t square dt 0 to 2. Integral x power n dx x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So integral t dt is t square by 2, 0 to 2 limits, minus 3 integral t square dt is t cube by 3, 0 to 2. 3 3 cancel, 2 ones, 2 threes. Substituting the limits, s is equal to 3t square. In place of t, 2, 2 square 4, 4 3 is 12, 12 minus in place of t, 2, 2 cube 8, 12 minus 8, which is equal to 4 meter. 4 meter
సార్
is the
అక్కడ
uh,
టీ క్యూబ్ ఎట్లా వచ్చింది సార్?
ఈ ఫార్ములా నుంచి టీ స్క్వేర్ ఉంది కదా,
ఎస్ సార్.
ఎక్స్ పవర్ n ప్లస్ 1 బై n ప్లస్ 1, 2 ప్లస్ 1 by 2 plus 1.
ఓకే సార్.
So displacement is 4 meter. In 2 seconds, displacement is 4 meter. Okay, so what should I put here? Displacement 4. Time taken 2, which is 2 meter per second is the answer. So wherever you get questions from this chapter, where you find some displacement or velocity or acceleration as functions of time, then what should you do? From displacement, if displacement is given as a function of time and you want velocity as a function of time, or if velocity is given as a function of time and you want acceleration as a function of time, then from displacement if you want velocity, or from velocity if you want acceleration, you have to differentiate. On the other hand, if you want velocity from acceleration or displacement from velocity, you should integrate. Very important thing. And one more point. I can write acceleration as dv by dt, which can also be written as dv by dx into dx by dt, chain rule. Okay. Or acceleration dv by dx, as it is, dx by dt is nothing but velocity. So acceleration in terms of as a function of position x is a equal to v dv by dx. This is also one formula. Next thing, yes, these are the different models which are asked from kinematics, and of course there is relative velocity is there. We have to discuss that relative velocity, which is a important thing. And other than this, most of the questions that we have, they are based on projectile motion. Okay, you can try this as a homework. This is homework question for you. Anvesh, any question? Okay, try to solve this one. We will continue. We will discuss relative velocity in our next class. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Sir, can you say note again?
Note. ఇప్పుడు మనకు డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ నుంచి వెలాసిటీ కావాలి అంటే డిఫరెన్షియేట్ చేయాలి. వెలాసిటీ నుంచి యాక్సలరేషన్ కావాలంటే డిఫరెన్షియేట్ చేయాలి. ఎప్పుడు మామూలుగా న్యూమరికల్ వాల్యూస్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు కాదు, ఫంక్షన్స్ ఇచ్చుంటారు కదా ఇలాంటివి. ఎస్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఏదో ఇలాగా 40³ - 80². ఎక్కడైతే మీకు ఫంక్షన్ కనిపిస్తుందో to get velocity from displacement, you should differentiate displacement. To have acceleration from velocity, you should differentiate velocity. Or యాక్సలరేషన్ ఇచ్చేసి వెలాసిటీ కావాలంటే ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేయాలి, రివర్స్ ప్రాసెస్. వెలాసిటీ ఇచ్చేసి డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ కావాలంటే ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేయాలి, రివర్స్ ప్రాసెస్. ఇది ఫంక్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ టైం లాగా ఇచ్చినప్పుడు. అలా కాకుండా మనకు ఒక్కోసారి యాక్సలరేషన్ ఫంక్షన్ ఆఫ్ వెలాసిటీ లాగా ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇదే ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దానికి. A car moving with velocity 6.25 is decelerated with 2.5 root v. అంటే ఇక్కడ యాక్సలరేషన్ is given as a function of velocity. Then time taken to come to rest. అలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్లో ఇది వాడాలి. A is equal to v dv by dx వాడాలి. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. So that's all. We'll continue in the next class.